One of the questions people ask is Purim the Jewish version of Halloween? And the answer is no. Halloween, the original historical Halloween, was a Druid pagan holiday where they celebrated death. Now, I get that that's not the modern version, but that's the historical version. Purim has nothing to do with any of that. That has to do with the holiday where the Jewish people were saved from being genocided in ancient Persia. Now, if you read the Megillah, story of Esther, this is historical. And the Jewish people were in danger, and they ended up being saved by Esther and Mordecai. Now, what does this have to do with dressing up? Dressing up represents the idea that things are not as they seem in the Megillah, in the story of what's happening. First, we find the Jews in danger, and as things go, they are saved by Esther, Mordecai, and ultimately, really, God is behind the scenes because he's not mentioned explicitly in the Megillah. So when we dress up for Purim, we are representing that idea that things are not always as they seem. So it's fascinating idea. I really suggest taking a look at the Megillah of Esther, the story of Esther. It's in the Tanakh, and get familiar with the idea. Now, we apply this to our everyday lives because it's also important anytime you learn Torah, figure out how it applies to your everyday life. And how do we see this? Now, you could be going through a tough time and you say, where is God? And it's very easy to do that. And sometimes we have to say, we didn't see God in the Megillah story either, in the story of Esther. But God was there pulling all the strings, making things happen. We have to say to ourselves, look, I don't see how the strings go here, who's pulling these strings, but I have to trust that God is with me and God is going to get me through this. So things aren't always as they seem, but hopefully everything works out for the positive and for the best. Take care. Have a great Purim.